Hello and welcome to episode 11 of the After Hours Podcast. My name is Dave.
And my name is Oliver, or at least that's what they tell me.
And Jason's not here.
No. Where is
No,
Jason?
he's at work.
Ah.
But yes, this is the podcast where we kind of just gas back for a while about everything on this channel, outside this channel, and things that we're weirdly obsessed with or become obsessed with for the last 2 weeks until we kind of figure out what this podcast can actually be about. So yeah, my name's Dave.
And my name's Oliver.
I think we just did that. Yeah, we just did that.
Sorry, I just got distracted because I'm drawing a picture.
Oh, what are you drawing a picture?
I don't know.
We're still a podcast, so you decided to start drawing a picture.
I thought it would be a good time to draw a picture.
Don't know, Ollie. I've literally only got you to talk to here.
So, what up?
What? Well, I've got some interesting tidbits for you.
Okay.
So for all those following the channel, hello. But you may also be curious to know we just hit quite a big milestone.
Ooh.
Now, Ollie, what milestone would that be?
First mention in Time magazine.
No.
Okay.
That's never going to happen.
The proposal I made for useful application of belly button lint finally got approved for a Nobel Prize.
I don't know how that. What's that got to do with the channel, though?
Oh, because I always submit my theses under the name D20 Multiverse.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I want you to be part of it as well.
It kind of feels like I'm taking credit when I don't really need it.
I was using your belly button.
I don't want it. I don't think need it is the right word there. I just don't want that credit.
We finally got mentioned on Oprah.
No, are you going to do a realistic guess, or are you just going to get just ridiculous ones until you get bored?
Pretty much the second one.
Okay. All right. So we have just hit 500,000 minutes watched.
What are you doing with your lives,
500,000 minutes of our content watched over the past year and a half.
500,000 minutes.
500,000 minutes.
People have watched 500,000 minutes of us.
It's technically 511,000.
I've lost faith for the human race.
well, we thank you.
No, that's
like we should thank people. Like that, it's insane though.
That's
when you think about
time.
it. It's a lot of fucking time. Imagine how much cancer can be cured.
Yeah, if those people were actually doing research.
If those 500,000 minutes have been put into cancer research.
Should we, now that we've got Patrons,
I was wrong. I'm sorry. 530,000.
530,000 minutes.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah. So we thank you.
I feel bad for wasting people's time.
I mean, we enjoy doing it, and if you get a laugh out of it, then
that's priceless. That's worth it. That's worth all the cancer. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, so that's my bit of trivia.
That's so cool. That's a lot.
And so thanks for all our Patrons as well for making this podcast actually happen. That it can be downloaded on iTunes and SoundCloud and on this YouTube channel. If you're watching this on YouTube on this Sunday, please note you can actually get this earlier on our on iTunes and on SoundCloud because we release it after we film it or record it. We don't film it at all. We record it. We put it on iTunes straight away.
Cool. Yeah. Cool.
That's what we do.
Yeah. Cool. So, I have...
Please talk. My mouth is killing me here. I'm trying to throw you a bone.
Okay, alright, I'll talk about things. What's exciting?
You.
I've just discovered blind box minis, which is wonderful for my addiction.
What's blind box mini?
So a blind box mini is a blind box miniature thing.
You're really describing it well. It's like,
no,
I've got a board game. What is it? It's got a board and it's a game.
Actually, my board game is a card game, but yes. No, so it's a painted miniature, but you don't know what you're getting. So you buy it blind and you just get a little painted miniature. Oh. So it's like all the fun of miniatures with all the fun of gambling. So I've been buying those and...
winning or losing?
I win, because they're all awesome. So I've actually been buying them from the Undead Horde series. So I've got a whole lot of cool little zombie pirates and skeletons that I'm going to throw at my players at some point soon. I've actually cut out little grid papers of boats so that I can have an on-sea adventure.
It actually brings up an interesting topic. The stream.
Yeah!
Yeah, so one thing we've been working on in the background for quite some time now, is getting the stream up and running. So we used to run 2 games a week on this channel.
That was Eyes of Alicia and Black Winter Nights.
Yes, and we stopped, last year?
Yeah.
I think last year is when we stopped it. And we've always wanted to bring it back. I'm not involved on camera with the game. I'm working on a few background things and getting the artwork done.
Yeah.
But Ollie will be hopefully working or showing up on the stream every week on Thursday nights.
And I've really missed doing it. It's
what time? What's your official start time?
Well, New Zealand time. It's Thursday at 6 p.m.
We should really check.
We should probably find out what it is for the rest of the world.
Yeah. But yeah, and when we start streaming on Twitch, what I'm gonna do is set a time to do some gaming on there as well, just to add some more content on there. Because only having one thing on a Twitch channel typically doesn't go very well. Yeah. So having another thing may build some buzz. And there's a game I'm really, really looking forward to do. Got nothing to do with like Dungeons and Dragons at all. But it's called 2 Point Hospital.
Okay, I haven't heard of it.
It's basically have you ever heard of Theme Hospital?
I used to play the shit out of Theme Hospital.
And it's the same guys who made it, making it 2 Point Hospital, which is basically it's like successor.
Because I also used to play Life and Death, which was one of those wonderfully old PC games from the late 80s, early 90s.
Life and Death.
Yeah. So it's
Bullfrog Games did the same thing. Yeah.
So you kind of have to deal with. I used to play it always up to the point where I had to perform brain surgery on someone. Because they came in with one of their pupils was dilated and one of them wasn't, which was a sign of concussion. So I had to cut their head open to operate on their brain. But I was like 8 at the time, so I just kept killing the person by like stabbing because I wasn't very dexterous, and it's like a dexterous part of the game.
It's weird how normal you turned out because of that.
I watched Pulp Fiction when I was 9 because my brother said, "Don't watch this; it'll warp your mind," and then left the house. And I was like, "Well, you know." Clearly. Yeah,
I wish I had like. It annoys me. I can't because you know this, I don't have any memory before I was 8.
Right.
So I don't have any of those. So I remember when I was 6, this happened. I don't remember anything. Because of my meningitis that I had.
Yeah.
I don't think have I told that? I'm pretty sure I've told that story. Yeah. Have I told the story?
I don't know if you've told the story. If you did, it was a long time ago.
Yeah, we've done 11 of these now, so I'm sure it came up once upon a time.
Probably. We get quite candid on this podcast sometimes.
Yeah, we kind of go over the base. Like apparently, because I mentioned twice about my Rune 5.
Yeah.
Oh, no, my S Club 7 hole that I can. Apparently, I fall in that hole quite a lot. I don't even realize. It's just an endless void.
Yes, it is.
So 6 p.m. New Zealand time is. Oh no! What have you done?
I don't know.
No, it's giving me the other way around, but it's. Oh, give me a second.
Alright, you do that. I will freestyle rap for the people at home.
Please don't.
Yo, so it's time for the rap.
This is why I want Jason here. This is why we need a third. Oh, another thing we're gonna do as well, going forward, is hopefully once we start the stream, we're gonna have one of the players come on this podcast.
Yeah.
And talk about maybe the game's happening, maybe just guest bagging for a while. I think Conan will be.
Conan will definitely be keen, and he's awesome.
Yeah.
Will is really funny on camera as well. Max is a walking encyclopedia of D&D knowledge. Braden is also. Thomas does a lot of work for the channel behind the scenes.
And your fake girlfriend as well.
Yeah, my quote-unquote fake girlfriend. Yeah, she'll be on the podcast. In fact, she'll be possibly helping out while I'm in Japan, which is cool.
Yeah.
That's coming up real soon, and I'm like,
That's a month and a half?
Yeah. 7 weeks.
I need to find a camera. That's my problem.
Yeah.
I don't have no idea how I'm going to do it. I might have to just borrow money or something like that.
Yeah, we'll figure that out.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. I
am actually thinking about hire purchasing a PC to be a streaming PC.
Why don't we just build one? Isn't that our plan?
Yeah, but it would actually be cheaper to hire purchase it.
Really?
Because I'd be like $15 a week.
If you want to do that, feel free to.
I'm going to take Thomas to Harvey Norman if we can't get that computer working tomorrow.
So 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You want to guess what time that is in America? Eastern Standard Time. So this is like New York.
6 p.m. New Zealand.
Oh, sorry. 6 p.m. then, an hour earlier.
So it would be
so this is like New
2
York
in the morning in America.
It is.
Yeah.
That's in New York time.
Yeah.
So what would be Pacific Standard Time? So for California.
Knows how to party. California.
Don't embarrass yourself.
Knows how to party.
Still embarrassing yourself.
In the city.
Come on.
City of
See, no, this is your delaying technique.
No, because I don't know. I only knew the 2 a.m. one because my pen pal's from...
Come on, give it a guess.
3 a.m.
No.
4 a.m.
I think it will be...
No,
it's coming up now.
This is fantastic podcast content.
Yeah, well, I'm trying here. I'm trying. 6 p.m. It's 1 p.m.
Okay, so 1 p.m. in California.
Oh no, 11 p.m. Sorry, 11 p.m.
11 p.m. in California. California.
So the Critical Role guys could actually watch, sort of.
That's pretty. That's probably what's going to happen.
Yeah, that's definitely going to happen. Because a lot of people don't know this. When we watch when Critical Role is live.
Yeah.
And I should have mentioned this on the interview.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's not interview. The interview. The NPCs episode that he finally said, is it Friday yet?
Hey!
Because they're Gen Con, their next episode is on Friday.
Yeah.
Which is like Saturday, unfortunately.
Well, see, because we actually both work during the live stream, so we both have to watch it kind of later.
Yeah. And so it's never Thursday for us. It's always Friday. Yeah, it's always Friday. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's our planning for going forward.
We're
exhausted. I think
fun.
that's what I think. Like even the last two filmings we had, we can tell we're just like, oh.
So I've had so much late nights with Julia playing World of Warcraft.
Nice bridging there. Nice little bridging there.
So yeah, it's
that. Let's bring that up because I find it really funny that we did that girlfriend skit.
Yeah, Julia was real keen to have that.
Yeah, she was pushing that hard, and people still don't believe it. People still don't believe.
So I've had a mixture of reactions myself.
How do you feel about it? Because you seem a little bit annoyed by it, but you're not saying.
No, it's kind of funny.
Really?
I know she's out of my league, and
yeah, someone actually.
The funny thing is that she actually says that I'm out of her league. Like it's one of the cute things that came up.
God, you guys are sickening.
But it was real funny because the reactions I've had going out with someone so much hotter than myself. Like,
I don't see it. I don't mean any offense to anyone. I guess it's probably a good thing that I don't. But I don't see it. So.
But like Bob, who's a regular that comes into my work, went, "She's your girlfriend?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he just went, "Nice." And my sister went, "Older woman, fist bump."
How old is she? How much old? She's not that much older.
She's 35.
Oh, so and you're
29.
Oh, I didn't realise it was a 6 year.
She's very youthful.
Yeah, she's 5 years older than me then. Yeah.
When's your birthday, Dave? I can't remember.
November.
January, February, March, April, May, June, August, September, October, November. I'll be back! I'll bring you something from Japan.
Will you actually?
I'll bring you a comic book, a Japanese comic book.
Well, considering what happened on your birthday, of what I did to get to your birthday.
I owe you at least that.
Yeah. Have we told this story?
Let's not tell that story.
Let's tell this. It's an interesting story.
Dave finally got over his homosexual fear and gave me a blowjob on my birthday.
Wow, really?
Special.
We're going that low.
You wanted to have the conversation.
No,
it was his beard tickled my balls, and that was a very
okay. We won't have the conversation because it was Let's just say I did something for Ollie on his birthday, and I got annoyed because I didn't really pay off.
Yeah, but I'll see if I can find you. I suppose it would just be manga, but a Japanese comic book of something.
Yeah, I mean, actually, the last person that I knew, it was someone I worked with when he went to Japan.
Yeah.
He brought me back a Dragon Ball Z, the first volume of Dragon Ball Z in Japanese. Because
those, like, especially with Pokemon trading cards, some of the first printed actual Japanese shiny Charizards are worth like.
How do you know I like Pokemon?
No, I'm just in comparative. Like
I'm wearing a Pokemon beanie.
This is true.
I was that Pokeball's like right on the forehead.
Yeah,
I'm surprised you didn't see that.
I don't register it in my head because I see you wearing it so much. It's just noisy.
Yeah. That's. Oh, actually, we've got some fan mail that we're going to go through later on.
Ah, exciting.
Yeah.
So what can I talk about? So things that have been going on in Ollie World.
I guess we've talked so much that like we forget that. We're like, what do we say to each other that we haven't already said?
Yeah.
Like, fuck you, Ollie. Oh, I forgot to end the last Molly Mock.
Yeah.
Because I was going to end it with the quote.
Oh yeah.
And I never did.
We could.
I've just realised that now.
Oh shit! The camera's not in the same. Oh, the stand's in the same place.
No, we're filming it. A filming episode right after this, though.
That's true.
When we're doing the Rat Queens.
I just thought if we recorded it, we could just cut it in there and just.
Well, we can still do that because this is released on Sunday.
Right.
So all that stuff is already released. Right. That's the point. If you're hearing this now, we've already fixed the problem.
But yeah, I've got auditions coming up for the play that I wrote, which is going to be very exciting.
What the hell? What did you just do?
I just broke it. One of the tops.
Anyway, you play.
Yeah. So it's called We Are the Experiments.
Why don't you describe it? Because I know you want people to turn up, but the majority of people who listen have no way of actually turning up. So how about you give them something?
So the concept that I came up with for the whole show is 3 plays written by 3 different writers, all on the same topic with the same 5 actors, performed in succession as a single show.
Okay.
So my one is called We Are the Experiments, and it starts in a New Zealand flat, typical kind of student flat. You've got a couple of vibes of like stoner kind of shit going on. It starts off as a comedy, and there's jokes and stuff as you meet the characters. And then slowly and steadily it becomes paranoid, and as one person opens up about her delusions about reality, she kind of spirals everyone else in with her, and it just gets darker and weirder and kind of crescendos at the end of just this madness of pounding alarm clocks and knocking and
So what's the message of the whole thing?
So there's a few. One is trying to get people talking about mental illness, because basically the main character has to overcome that stigma barrier of being able to talk about something.
I've never really encountered people being real dismissive about mental illness.
So
I've found in New Zealand anyway, because most people are just like, they're more understanding than.
One, we have a really high rate of mental illness here in New Zealand.
Yeah, we do.
So it is a bit.
Do you think we've got a high rate because we're more open to talk about it?
I think we have a high rate because we smoke so much pot here in New Zealand. I actually don't know. This is what We Are the Experiments kind of addresses. But actually, through working in peer support, you hear stories about sometimes people being very prejudiced and just not understanding, that it's just an illness like any other. I hear time and again from clients that the doctors don't treat me like a person, and my parents don't understand, and they just kind of throw me medication and hope that works, and not talking about it. And
my parents were just those kind of people that never talked about that kind of stuff. They were very dismissive.
So that's one of the intentions of the play, to get the conversations going and make people less afraid to talk about if something's going on in their mind that they feel they can't talk about. Another one is to leave the audience kind of questioning what is dream, what is the difference between dream and reality. Another one is what is possible within reality. Is it possible to say dream the future, as one of the characters kind of does, and that kind of thing. Yeah. But it just gets darker and darker and darker as it goes on.
Yeah, it seems that way.
Yeah.
Where's the positivity?
It's funny. It is funny. I think it's funny. And the other 2 plays, one's called Ruminate. It's about replaying arguments in your head. And the third one's called The Ides of June, and it's about a character called June.
Oh, really? That was a plot twist right there. I'd be like, it's about a character called July.
So yeah, I was weird because I came up with the concept of that show, like the 3 plays, and I thought, cool. When I posted on some of the writer Facebook pages, is anyone keen?
So how does it work? So is it one play after another?
Yeah.
So it just goes one play and then another play, then another play.
Yeah.
So it's just like 3, like you know how Quentin Tarantino did that thing that he put like 3 movies back to back, 3 mini movies.
Sure. No, I'm not on this one.
Yeah.
I love Quentin Tarantino.
I'm pretty sure someone's done like a movie like that. They've used the exact same actors, but it's like 3 different things.
Because I've been working at theatre since I was 18, so I've probably seen like 300 something plays. And I'd seen shows that did 3 shows, like 3 mini shows in a row, but I'd never seen it on stage with the same actors in each. So the set itself will hopefully change enough, and the characters will hopefully change enough, and it's a real challenge for the actors.
Yeah, it will be.
That people can tell the difference.
Are the actors playing like the roles that they're going to play are very complete opposites, like each one,
yeah, that very.
So it's all over the place.
Yeah.
So it's more of like a showcase for an actor, really.
Kind of like what we're trying to do with that side of things is have some well-known New Zealand faces that people that are in the theatre scene can recognise. George Fenn and some others.
I do not know those names.
Yeah, but there's a lot of people that are well known. We want to have
Peter
some on board. Yeah, he's keen.
Yeah, everyone knows. He's
auditioning. To be fair, he blew the audition.
Anyone from Lord of the Rings?
Yeah, Viggo Morrison is there, but then
he's not New Zealander.
His interpretation was, a bit too abstract for our liking. So we
abstract.
Unfortunately, even though he was really keen to be part of the project, we had to say no.
Oh, okay, that's a bit disappointing.
Because he took it a bit too far with the weirdness. He's kind of like doing a Jack Sparrow kind of thing.
Really?
Okay.
That happens.
Yeah, of course. Celine Dion is providing the soundtrack.
Actually, here's a question. So there's 5 roles, right?
Yes.
Ideal cast.
Yes.
You could pick anyone.
Well, there's only 3 actors in mine. There's only 3 characters in mine. But there's some other ones that have 5. So, yeah.
Why wouldn't you have to have 2...
People not in my one, but they'll be in the other 2.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But are you casting those ones, or only casting 3?
I'm only casting my... Well, so basically we have to decide on the 5 actors to use for each play.
Yeah, because you would have to do that.
Yeah.
Like, it has to be a collaboration of like all 3 directors. What directors? That's what you call them?
Writers and directors, yeah.
Right,
so it's the directors that deal with the...
To come to it. But let's say you had to pick the 5 ideal cast.
Okay, interestingly, because we've been talking about Critical Role, Ashley, who plays Keeg, would be the main character, Lane.
Oh, so not Ashley Johnson, the
no.
Ashley... Other Ashley.
Other Ashley from Life
without
is
the
Strange.
E.
Because Life is Strange was actually a bit of what almost got me starting thinking about this project. So yeah.
Have you seen the behind the scenes for Last of Us?
No.
When Ashley Johnson does, you see the, all the motion capture stuff that she did.
No.
Like, they are fully acting. Like, fully intense. It's just they look ridiculous because they're in
the bubble suits.
Yeah, but she's like really motion. Just it's if you ever get the chance, if you're out there, hello, if you're out there, if you ever get the chance, look at the behind the scenes for The Last of Us.
Have you seen
really been like insightful?
Counterpart.
No.
So a wonderful show where at some point like 30 years ago the universe split into 2 universes and they've been different since then. But it's real cool because the government kind of polices being able to go between them with their agents and shit. Like it's not well known.
Yeah.
But the main actor has to play himself in 2 alternate realities. And he's so damn good at it that you can just look at him and just look at the way he's holding himself and be like, oh, he's playing that version of himself. And then he'll just completely, like, his conversations with himself.
I think some actors do that when they're playing twins.
Yeah.
A lot of actors do that. Okay,
it's
but
not an easy thing to do.
Yeah, no, not at all. Okay, let's go back to the whole. If you 5 people you could cast.
Yeah.
Anyone in the world, no restrictions. You're like, you can pick that person. So you got Ashley so far. Ashley from Life is Strange.
Actually, although now that I think about it, I might cast her as Kate rather than Lane, the secondary character.
Well, it doesn't really matter because I'm just saying the perfect 5 people you'll get.
So yeah, she would be amazing. As Kate, I think. For Oliver, I thought I would like egotistically name a character after myself.
Oh, really?
This is more to spin me out when I'm watching it.
Okay.
But yeah. So Oliver would be.
Who would you play to cast yourself, essentially?
Well, it's kind of loosely based on me. He's like just a very forgetful creative
kind
of basically.
Little forgetful.
Yeah.
Really?
He's more so like you'll actually laugh when you see it. Like I actually think that I put some stuff in that'll make you laugh. I can get you a free ticket because you're looking like, I wonder how much it's going to be. I'm not paying.
Yeah. I'm just really restrict for money. One day if I'm rich.
But I can get free tickets. So it's all good. Yeah.
So who would you play you?
That's actually a really tough question.
Anyone in the world. It's anyone in the world.
Okay, I would grab either Pippin or Merry for Lord of the Rings.
So Billy Boyd.
Yeah.
Or...
Yeah, this is why I didn't say
Dominic Monaghan.
Yeah. I think they would do that really well.
Which one? Yeah, there's only a couple of ones. Because obviously they can't both play it.
Which was the one that picked up the orb and it caught fire?
Pippin.
Yeah,
so that would be Billy Boyd.
Or Martin Freeman.
You can't pick 3 now. You've said
the whole cast of Lord of the Rings.
Yeah. Okay, you pick 3. You have to pick 1.
Yeah, so I'll pick all the characters from Lord of the Rings.
No.
And I will change the script to be Lord of the Rings.
No.
And it'll be the stage show.
No.
I could do Lord of the Rings, the stage show.
No, Ollie, pick who you want to play yourself. All
right. Martin Freeman.
Martin Freeman now.
Yeah.
Okay, we're moving to Martin.
No, Pippin. Yeah, that's my final answer. Billy Boyd.
Yes. All right, so you got Billy Boyd. You got Ashley from Life is Strange, which we should really remember her last name.
Can you look it up?
Sorry, yeah, I'm gonna have to look it up because that's one.
And to play Lane.
So far, we're not even halfway yet. So we're getting there.
Well, Lane is based on Lane from Serial Experiments Lane, my favorite anime.
Okay.
So if I could have a fictional cartoon character play...
No, it has to be a real life. Okay. We're gonna say hypothetically, you're so famous you can pick anyone to get on that theatre stage. Sure. So I
send out a letter and they see it with my name on it and they tear it open and they're like, oh, what role can I be cast in?
Pretty much, it's like they just see your name on it and they're like, yes already.
Okay, that's amazing.
Yes, in this hypothetical situation.
Can we have this happen? Because that would be a great
No, unfortunately not. And by the rate of your casting, I don't think this will ever happen anyway if we're given the opportunity.
Ashley and Billy
Ashley
Boyd.
Birch.
Ashley Birch and Billy Boyd would be fantastic together.
And I'm going to date Ashley Birch. I want to one day.
I will take that.
At least take her out on a date.
Okay.
It'll be a bad date. It'll be embarrassing for me. I'll make an ass of myself. But I would love to say I tried.
See, I reckon you'd be like asking her questions about Keeg.
She's 28 too, so
Like,
I mean, she's in my age range. It's not creepy.
Yeah, that's the only provision. Yeah, sure.
yeah, that was the only provision. She's around my age. No, I've got absolutely no chance. But I think she'll be I think she'll be so opposite of me that she'll balance me out.
Yeah, so you just have to get to America, meet her.
I lived in America for 2 years.
I know.
That's easy to get to America.
Then you have to find her and have it not be creepy, stalkerish when you find her.
I have to accidentally
you
bump into her.
You can't be like, I came from New Zealand because I'm in love with you.
I know I said on this podcast once, but honest, I do not know who you are.
If she listens to this because she found our reviews after searching for Critical Role stuff and hears this,
I'll be very surprised if it leads to this. But if in the future she's been pointed to this moment of me having this conversation, I just want to say, good on future Dave for managing to get her to listen to this portion of it.
Yeah, and if you want to send us an email to date us, then
it is D20 Multiverse HR at gmail.com.
This is just making people uncomfortable.
Yeah.
So the third
anyway, so yeah, we've got two. Who will be the third?
It's a really tricky choice because Lane is actually a bit more serious, and most of what I watch is comedy, so it's hard for me to.
Remember, it's anyone in the world.
Yeah, I know.
So we've got Martin Freeman and Ashley Birch. Ashley Heads. I don't know which way it's going to go. I may take her last name. Anyway.
It's really tough. It's a really tough choice.
You've literally got 3 more to go. I feel like if you got this opportunity in real life, it would never happen. You would just go like, no one could ever be in my theatre play because
I can't think. Okay, what about the person that played the love interest in Battle Royale? So that was
the Japanese one.
Yeah.
God, that's a reach.
What? Martin Freeman, Ashley Birch,
and a random Japanese
one of the
girl
characters from Battle Royale.
Yes.
That's my ideal. You asked me. That's the ideal cast.
No, you need 2 more.
No, because my plan only has 3.
No, I want to go for 5 because this cast, it's like a bad version of Power Rangers right now.
Bad or the best version?
So you got a murderous psychopath from Battle Royale.
Yes.
You've got Martin Freeman and you got Ashley Birch. Come on, you've got to have 2 more.
Well, see, I don't know the other stories well enough. Like, I know them, but I didn't write them, so I can't cast them because I didn't write them.
Well, you don't have to cast them. I was just saying your ideal 5 people you put on stage.
Right. So. Martin Freeman,
yes.
Ashley Birch.
A random psycho killer
what
from
was her
Battle
name?
Royale.
I'm going to have to look this up because this could drive me mad. It was...
Okay, let's say I'm in the play.
Okay.
Who would you cast to play me? Just to be...
so if it was this... What the hell? That's really bad.
That's a fire alarm.
Oh, tough. Alright.
What the hell?
I apologise for people who just had their eardrums blown.
Yeah, I'm going to have to quieten that on the actual audio.
I used to do that ever since we got the lithium battery.
Yeah, it was really... Because that's supposed to last,
25 years.
Yeah, and not be played that.
It's not supposed to just go off.
Yeah, you dick. Anyway, so yeah, that was my one. Anyway.
Was this if I was doing the story of Dave, who would I have?
No, just let's say hypothetically in your story there was another character called Dave who apparently looks like me.
Right.
Who would you get to play?
I can...
You're really making this hard to like give a hypothetical way. Hypothetically, and you're just like, no, actually, there's only 3 people in my play. I'm like, no!
Play you.
Yes.
With the beard, Viggo Morrison might work. He'd need to tone down the heaviness because you're a bit like of a lighter character in terms of you comedy, and Viggo Morrison is
I'm a lighter character.
More serious.
Am I?
Well, you're a bit more of a... Because you joke and stuff, and Viggo Morrison is usually more... I will take your life.
I like to think I'm slightly emo and hate the light world. So.
Well, there you go. So maybe him. Actually,
Viggo Morrison.
Chris Martin and Viggo Morrison had a kid, and then that
Chris
kid...
Martin from Coldplay.
No, sorry, Martin Freeman.
Okay, I was like
Chris Martin.
Chris Martin from Coldplay.
That would be the moodiest goth kid in the world. That kid would be
I
like...
will try.
I just picture
Mordor.
like, what would the name be? So it would be Marto or Morris.
Marto?
Like if you combine Viggo Morrison and Chris Martin's name.
There'll still be Dave.
So
do you know how hypothetical casting
no. Now
works?
I'm just thinking about Chris Martin having a
Stop it! Give me a freaking
Drew that around there.
Don't know why it's doing that. Anyway,
I'll just continue without saying anything. So if Chris Martin and Viggo Morrison had a kid, so it would be Kigo. Okay, Kigo.
There you go.
So if your kid Kigo, and they're like, Kigo, come down for dinner, we've made you lamb chops. I just picture like this kid just in full like makeup and stuff and fake earrings and things, like tons of eyeliner and pale skin, comes down and just like 12-year-old kind of mood and kind of like walks and sits down at a table with a big thump and they're like, so how was your day today, darling? Well, they're like serving up potatoes and shit, and Siggo is just like, shut up, Dad, I don't need you, and then he like pulls out a sword and cuts the table in half. And that's like, maybe we could make a sitcom. Chris Martin and Viggo Morrison.
Why would you assume their kid would do that? Neither of them ever would do that.
No, because like Chris Martin, that's kind of like the tortured soul of a poet. So that's where the emo comes in.
Okay.
And then Viggo Morrison is like a badass with swords. So that's where the sword.
He played one character with one sword.
Yeah, but it defined his entire career.
Well, he's done other roles.
No, I know.
Such as...
Exactly. So
that role that he does, it's a really dark movie and he has that kid and it dies. Yeah, it's a really sad movie actually.
So that's who I would have play Dave. Chris Martin's love child with Viggo Morrison. Sigurd.
Wow. So
his name's Sigurd.
in this hypothetical casting now, we've
Yeah.
got Ashley Birch, lovely lady,
Yeah.
lovely woman.
Martin Freeman.
Martin Freeman, good actor.
One of
good
the
actor.
characters from Battle Royale.
Yeah, murderous
Sigurd.
child, and
Sigurd.
and the love child of Chris Martin and Viggo Morrison.
There we go. So we need one more.
We need one more. Okay, who are we gonna play? Jason.
Who would get played Jason?
Yeah.
Okay, that's tricky. So the creators of Red Dwarf, Rob Grant, one of the creators of Red Dwarf, did a series called Colony, which was essentially about a brain in a jar and green goo.
Yeah.
That is how I would have play Jason. So you would wheel the brain in a jar on a little stage thing into the center of the room, and that would be the fifth character in the play.
Okay, I'm confused. Okay, so it's not a real person?
It is a real person. Their body got destroyed, their brain survived, so they put it in a jar.
That doesn't count. It has to be something realistically can happen. The
But-
love child of Viggo Morrison and Chris Martin technically could realistically happen.
With DNA splicing and shit. you could do
Exactly.
that,
Yes, many gay couples do that all the time.
Yeah, but
So
I
this
feel,
particular is the one. I think it's a bridge too far, Ollie. You have to dial it back to realism here.
as you know, that's not my strong suit.
Anyway, so we've got Ashley Birch,
Martin Freeman,
a psycho from
Battle Royale.
the chick from Battle Royale.
Siggo.
Siggo is the love child of Chris Martin and Viggo Morrison. This is going to be the best boy band in the world. And who played Jason?
Jacinda Ardern.
Jacinda Ardern plays Jason.
Because I like Jacinda Ardern and I want to see more.
Our
of her.
Prime Minister, who's
Jason.
just had a child.
Yes, the child can be daycare, or Siggo
can be daycare.
Siggo is like of age. Siggo can babysit.
Doesn't look anything like Jason though.
No, but I want to see more of her. I like her, and I think that she should come to Wellington and perform.
Yeah, we see enough of her. She's the leader of the freaking country, Ollie.
I don't see her enough. I feel like
she's literally at the beehive down the road.
Exactly. I invite her for coffee all the time. She's too busy. She's always got people.
She's got a kid, and she's running the damn country, Ollie. And you're just standing there going, "Can't believe she doesn't have time for me." What the hell?
Exactly. Jacinda Ardern, would you sort it out? It's all about the people. You've forgotten. Your head's gotten so big from all your success. You're, look at me, I'm running the entire country. You don't have enough time for the little people.
You mean her kid?
No, I mean dwarves.
Wow. What's with you and short people?
I like
No, you don't.
I do. They are sexy.
You discriminate against them.
Positively, because I find them attractive.
Do you actually have, like, in all seriousness,
Sure.
do you have that weird quirk? Like a weird, fetish or anything? Because I don't really get people that are into feet.
No. Apparently that's actually just the makeup of the brain is different, and what you would consider the erotic areas of your brain are just wired up to the same part.
So those
beta.
people are okay.
Yeah. It's not creepy thing, it's just how the brain is
See, the
wired.
problem that I have with that,
Yeah.
and this is going to go in very dark territory,
Okay.
is under that same logic, then...
I know where you're going with this.
Yeah.
No, I think that's...
But...
No, it's
under
possible.
the same kind of
It's a real-
mentality, if you've got, let's say necrophilia.
Yeah. Okay, best book I've ever read. It's probably a weird segue. But no, so
best book I ever read, Necrophilia. Yeah. How to?
Step 1.
The Dummy's Guide to Necrophilia.
Yeah, step 1, watch every episode of CSI. No, so it is actually...
warm up by watching CSI.
Well, they have some good tips on how to hide bodies. But no, essentially, I think there needs to be more research done into that, because it could actually be that part of their brain was just wired up.
Yeah, I think we're entering a weird portion of, I think, human... This is my thought. You know how your brain goes weird with, like, space and all that?
Yes.
Mine goes with social kind of politics. So
So
I think we're entering a weird stage that when we're accepting one thing but dismissing another, even though they're like, well, you can love who you love, but then all of a sudden there's certain things you're not allowed to love.
Sure. Like corpses.
Like corpses and animals and things, and I agree with that you shouldn't. But if we're under the assumption that your brain, you can't help what you're attracted to, do we have a right to really punish someone whose brain's wired different?
This is what I think it comes down to. Are you hurting someone with loving something? If you're hurting an animal, because animals are not capable of sexual desire towards humans, you have to do quite a few questionable things to fuck a corpse.
So let's say hypothetically you are attracted to something that will physically harm somebody or hurt somebody.
Right.
So let's you say animals.
So
let's say animals, just because other ways of talking about this could get very, very dumb.
Yeah. So in my head, I've got a cow in a bikini.
A cow in a bikini.
That's what I would go for. I think.
Okay.
Broad shoulders.
Hear me out. Okay. So let's say this person. Let's say hypothetically this person. Let's call them Olive.
I feel like you're...
Okay, but I want. This is a real discussion.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
I'm not sure this is really happening.
Yeah, this is really happening. So hypothetically, this person is attracted to animals.
Yes. Actually, I'm going to change my answer because a cow it smells too much. Let's say lynx. Lynx are quite sexy animals.
I don't give a fuck what animal it is. Let's be honest. Doesn't really.
Oh no.
No, Oliver. Doesn't really fucking matter what animal it is.
The chick lion from Lion King.
Fine.
Cool.
Okay. But let's say hypothetically this person is attracted to something.
Yeah.
Let's say an animal.
Yeah.
And he goes to somebody for help.
Yeah.
Now, under the current rules of how things work, if the person that they go to help, let's say a psychiatrist, feels like a person's in danger because of it, they have to report it. How can a person get help then? If they feel like every person they go to for help is going to report them for it.
Well, so the thing is with that, there's actually laws in place that say you don't have to report that until you know that they're going to do something. So if you said to a psychiatrist, I'm having murderous thoughts, they would not call the cops. It's part of the contract of their law. They would go, sweet, okay, let's work through that. It's only when you say, tonight I've got a bucket and some duct tape and a machine gun.
They have to do it.
That's when they do it.
Okay.
Yeah. So you can, but see the thing is,
but there's such a stigma on those.
Oh yeah, of course.
And if we're entering to a place of society that you're allowed to love feet and you're allowed to love this, but then it's those things that people aren't allowed to love.
Yeah.
I think people need to start to be okay with saying people are attracted to these things.
Yeah.
That are really frowned upon.
Yeah.
Necrophilia is one of them, and there's a lot of ugly ones that we could say on here, but we're not
going to. I'll go with necrophilia, that's a good example.
Necrophilia. But we have to encourage those people to speak up and get help.
Now, see, this is an interesting point about culture in Japan. Because you know how in Japanese hentai, you've got like people being penetrated by... This is getting really
I've never seen hentai. I don't know what you're on about. I'm an innocent butterfly,
I don't
Ollie.
believe you in the slightest. But so, essentially there's a lot of stuff in that, like furries and having sex with tentacles.
Tentacles.
What
is the tentacle thing? I don't understand.
But
penises don't go like that.
No.
I don't get it. How did that start?
I saw some things when I first was in the internet that I wish I'd never seen. No, but see, the thing about that is there's that question: is that kind of stuff? Is that a way of diffusing that kind of sexual energy of saying like, well, here's a safe alternative, a cartoon where someone gets penetrated by a tentacle, so you don't have to go out and have sex with an octopus.
I mean, that's an argument could be said about video games and violence. Is that the reason why you're not murdering people is because you get acted out on games? I don't think so. I like playing games. It doesn't mean I want to go out and murder people.
Interesting point on that. A couple of years ago, my youngest nephew, it was Christmas, right? So he's hopped up on sugar.
Is that the nephew that always goes to the stream and like?
Yeah.
that threatened to
become a moderator.
And I said no, it's not going to happen. He's like, I know Ollie, and I was like, dude.
I'm not giving you that power, dude. You would just kick everyone.
Yeah, exactly.
He's awesome, but yeah, no. So it was Christmas, right?
Yeah.
He's hopped up on sugar and he's misbehaving. You know, as you do. He's like a 9-year-old. I sat down and DM'd a game for him for 10 minutes, where he got to get his frustrations out on a band of orcs and mess shit up.
I'm pretty sure you still told the story.
Yeah, he was perfectly behaved the rest of the day. So it is a question, and I don't know because I haven't seen the study, and I'm very much of the mind that you show me enough peer-reviewed studies saying that works or it doesn't, I will be like, cool, that's put to rest. But I don't think there's been enough study into if fantasy diffuses that kind of sexual behaviour in life and provides in cartoon, for example, a safe alternative. You can watch a cartoon have sex with a corpse and it's not hurting anyone. That could either be a diffusion of that or that could be stoking the fire. And I think you're absolutely right that we have to get to a point where people are brave enough to say to a psychiatrist, I've got something going on in my head that I want to deal with because I don't think it's
and also the fact of like them having the comfortability of actually saying it out loud without feeling like you're going to go to prison.
Yeah.
Because that's one of the biggest fear. I believe a lot of people that do have, let's say necrophilia again, even though we do mean other things, that if they ever do speak up about it, their life's over.
This is the same thing with mental illness. Someone's, there's that belief that if I tell someone I'm schizophrenic, they will throw me in a padded cell. And I had that thought as well. But it's not even a thing anymore, padded cells. But okay, so best book I've ever written. Best book I've ever written. There's plenty of them, but the best.
How to Guide to Necrophilia. We know.
No, there's a book by an alias Supervert called Necrophilia Variations, and it's a collection of short stories about necrophilia.
Okay.
It is the darkest book I've ever read, and it's about.
Are they true shit, or is it shit that someone's just made up?
It's all fake.
Okay.
But essentially it's a banned book, obviously, for its contents. You can't actually just buy it outright. I think the cheapest copy, last time I checked, on Amazon was $500 US, and most expensive on there was about $5,000.
Shit.
I got the PDF, because, hey, I'm not paying that kind of money.
Do you illegally download it?
No. So essentially, I just...
people will never know what that happened there.
So essentially, it is some of the most, especially the very last story in that book, is some of the most beautiful writing I've ever read. Like, in my mind, some of that better than Oscar Wilde. Like, amazingly beautiful
stuff. That's
stuff.
a big call.
I know.
For a story about necrophilia.
And I love Oscar Wilde as well. Don't get me wrong. He can do 400 things simultaneously in a poem, which is fucking madness. But especially the last story in that book is just so fucking beautifully written. And it's all about, like, having sex with a femur and digging out the corpse and...
A femur?
Like the shin bone.
Having sex with a shin bone.
Yeah, that kind of stuff. The feel of maggots and it's really dark. But
I can't even stand the look of maggots.
It is such beautiful poetry. Ooh. It's actually a really interesting read.
I'm never gonna invite you to a funeral. It's like I can imagine you starting a conversation. It's like, hey. You know the best book I've ever read?
No, it wouldn't be that. It would be, does anyone else have any words? I would like to read from this book.
Yeah, and it's called...
this makes me think of a short story that I once read in this book. And put my reading glasses on,
Anyway, we've come to that point in the podcast that we gas back so long that we just don't want to do it anymore, so we decided to read out fan mail.
I'd also just like to apologise for the last hour.
Yeah, I just don't. We always go to weird places.
It's true. This is why...
We should plan these things. We should really sit down and go, hey, we should have a topic that we should actually talk about.
Because it literally goes from, so, Dave, what's going on in your life?
Necrophilia!
to reading short stories about necrophilia at a funeral.
Do you think we'll get banned off YouTube?
Probably.
Because I'm going to put necrophilia in the title of this podcast. Because I want to know what will
I hope that someone at YouTube has to listen to this banal...
Yeah, this is filth. Anyway, so we're going to read out some fan mail that we get. We don't get a lot of them, but when we do get
because
them...
we talk about necrophilia, that's
probably. But when we do, we like to read it out. So, Ollie, do you want to play the fan mail song that you came up with a couple of podcasts ago that we didn't bring up until now again?
I can't remember it, but I'll just do it.
It was with drums. You used the drums.
Okay, yeah, sweet.
Do you want to go get the drums?
I'm getting the drum.
Ollie's just getting the drums now.
I tell people that I bought this, but I found it in a rubbish bin.
Then you don't tell people that yet. You just told everyone that we got it. Alright, so you'll play the fan mail the theme song for D20 Multiverse.
We got fan mail. People sending us stuff.
Stop. We are fan mail?
We got fan mail, I said.
No, you didn't.
Oh, shit.
You said we are fan.
We are... Okay, hang on.
So we got. Okay, go.
Fan mail, opening letters, but they're electronic, so we don't actually open them.
You saw me thinking that too, mate.
Sending us stuff from around the world. Man, that's fucked up. I said fan mail.
Okay, you can stop.
Everyone.
Alright, Ollie. I mean, you did well, but then you overcooked it. You overcooked it. Yeah, no, you were short and sweet. It was good, and then you went too far.
Yeah,
now you have to remember that for next time as well. That was actually pretty good. Anyway, we'll get it from James B. Now, James B has been on the podcast before because we read out his one, and this is in response to us reading out his last one.
Was he the army corps guy?
No, I don't think so. He was.
Okay.
Maybe he was. No. We read out his email last podcast.
Yeah.
So this is another one. He goes, "Holy shit! I made it onto the show.
Yeah, you did.
Thank you guys. It means a lot to me." Set your goals higher. Let's be honest. Ollie's not even paying attention.
Sorry, I just got a message from Julia saying, I miss you.
It happens every fucking time, and I'll tell you to stop doing it. And what do? Write that down on your little notebook. Ollie's trying this new thing of writing things down.
But, okay, because my brain does not work.
Write down. Do not answer phone during podcast because it's literally only us two, and I can't hold it by myself. All right.
Open phone. How do you spell podcast? Is that
P-O.
I'm kidding. I can spell podcast.
Okay. I know you could, but I was trying to do a joke, but you kind of ruined it when you said
Just read the thing.
Anyway, second
I'll
paragraph.
start talking about necrophilia again.
We've got a lot of paragraphs to go on this email, Ollie. We're only on the second one.
Go.
I know Ollie can't be president because we
I remember talking about that. Yeah.
But that doesn't mean I can't vote for him.
Oh my god, that's my favourite thing that's ever happened.
I love how you pointed out that I didn't write Oliver. He spelled Oliver wrong.
How do you... was it with another I?
Yeah, he did it
that's
with an
Olivier.
extra I.
That's Olivier. And
Yeah,
that's not...
I
get that a lot.
I like how he's talking about writing, and he doesn't actually write your name right. I love how you pointed out that I didn't write Olivier, but used Ollie as one of the reasons why he couldn't be president.
Yeah.
Because I didn't.
You said that Ollie would not.
Yeah, it's because it's got two L's.
It's too colloquial for a person of power.
Then completely missed the fact that I didn't even use his last name either. Are you going to reveal your last name?
No, because there's like three of us. There's like three people in New Zealand that have my last name.
I think not a lot of people have my last name. You know my last name.
I do. Plenty of people do. People come into work that have it, and I've been like, oh
bullshit.
What, I'm sure.
With David.
No, just the last name.
Oh.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, because we had customer order, and someone's last name was your last name.
Who was it?
I can't remember.
It could have been my cousin.
Probably, actually.
Yeah, maybe my cousin.
Yeah.
Anyway, so then I completely misspelled the last name either. LOL, capital letters here.
Yeah.
Just some guy called Ollie is now president. I like how he thinks there's one vote.
I don't think you've got your head around democracy. And
it's like I vote Ollie president.
Yeah. As long as it's the first vote, right? So
the first vote's always on the deciding vote.
That would be an interesting system because I saw I was walking through town, right, and there were all these people outlined at the shop. It was like 7 o'clock at night, and people had like couches and chairs and sleeping bags. And it was also on a Thursday, and I was like, holy crap, is there like a thing tomorrow morning on Friday? So and they go, nah man, there's only 3 pairs of these shoes in the entire country. I'm like, really, tomorrow? And he goes, nah man, it's Sunday. Those guys had camped out there for 3 days for a pair of shoes.
How many people in this line?
10.
But there was 3 pairs.
Yeah.
Well, they weren't very good at math, I guess.
I think like
math wasn't their strong suit on this one.
I think the third and the fourth people in the line were hoping that those first people would go home.
Well, the Epos class just declined. They've done all this work, and what fucks them is like not enough money in their account.
Oh, I didn't bring my wallet.
Oh god. Anyway, it continues. Dave, don't forget, you'll be vice president. You know the problem with the first vote decides president? Like, everyone vote for themselves.
This
it's
is
like,
true.
Me!
Actually, I wouldn't, because I do not want to sit.
Who would you vote to be president?
Bjork.
Okay, we're moving on. No. Have you heard their singing in Icelandic? No one would bloody understand them in an English-speaking country.
Is the most peaceful country in the world.
Yeah, but no one understands them. They sound angry. I've heard their language. They're just angry.
You're thinking of German.
No, I'm thinking of Icelandic. Don't be racist. Anyway,
hypocrisy.
remember, that was only the second paragraph.
Sorry.
We've got a lot to go through here.
Right, just go.
I will admit that I should have used Matt Mercer's full name and not just his first.
Right.
I think he said Matt, and we assumed it wasn't Matt Mercer. It was
Right.
just a guy called Matt in his life.
Right.
I think I sounded like a bit of a douche by only using his first name only, like he's like bros with him.
Yeah.
Like Matt.
Sup, M.
Sup, MM, double M.
What up, double M?
What up, Mush? What up,
Sup,
Trevi?
Hey, Telly, what up?
Trevi?
Telly, C to the M.
What would be Laura's one?
LB.
L-Dog.
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 What up, L-Dog?
What, Sam?
Sam.
Sam's just Sam, because he's
Sam.
just that cool.
Amsay.
Amsay?
Do it in Pig Latin. What up, Amsay? J-Dog. L-Dog. Fuck it. Continue.
It's like, you could, lucky for me, the internet is full of kind, caring, forgiving people who just want to make the world a better place.
I think
we made fun of him. I think we made fun of him for that.
Right.
And we're kind of doing that now, so it's kind of...
We do this in jest. Again, it's...
Yeah, we don't get a lot of emails. We crave for this stuff.
Yeah.
Anyway, next paragraph. Speaking of Matt Mercer, Dave, I ordered the miniatures too. Yeah, I ordered the miniatures.
Cool.
Yeah, I got the Vex
so
one
jealous.
too. I'm going to get the Vex one... It's probably going to arrive when you're overseas. So hopefully play. I'll show it.
I wonder if I can find any minis in Japan. There must be some somewhere.
I don't think D&D will be big in Japan.
I'm not sure.
No.
I'm not saying it.
Anyway, I ordered miniatures even though I don't have the money either. The weird thing is I never watched a single episode of Vox Machina. I've only ever seen season 2. I just happened to come across Critical Role between seasons 1 and 2 and never watched your reviews of season 1 either. At some point I'll catch up on season 1 and your reviews too. Take care, James.
Thanks, James.
But don't worry, his PS paragraph is longer than all of his other paragraphs combined.
Okay.
So it's very long. But yeah, that's quite interesting because I haven't really met... Well, we don't really know a lot of people that haven't watched Critical Role before they started a new campaign. Most people got into it before.
Yeah, Vox Machina.
Vox Machina. And then James is one of them.
We had a guy come to work the other day, right? And he just...
Well, that's good considering that's how your business model works.
he just completed the adventure of the starter set for 5th Ed, which runs you through to about level 5. And he's like, what do we need? And I was like, well, these are the 3 core books. He's like, sweet, we'll take them. And I was like, okay. It's like $300. I was like, alright. And he goes, is there anything else we need? And I was like, well, DM screen. He's like, sweet, add that. I was like, okay.
You could say anything
I
at
was
this
just like,
point.
holy shit. He bought like $500 worth of stuff in a single go. And I was like real tempted to be like, can you adopt me? Like, I know I'm 29, but
was he younger than you?
No, the guy was like in his 50s.
Oh, okay.
But he was buying it for his son, who was like, I don't know.
Oh, he's just a father looking after his son.
That was really cool. I was like, holy crap.
Anyway, James, he says take care. You think the conversation's over. But wait, PS. What is PS?
Postscript.
Postscript. After the fact.
Yeah.
I do have a learning disability. Whoa, shit.
I feel bad.
Well, no, this is taking it. I didn't read this email before. I probably should have. I do have it's probably going to say at the end, please do not read this out.
Yeah, probably. You want to check?
No.
Okay.
He's
We've had that before.
He's just super excited about hearing us use his email, so I'm assuming he's going to be okay with this.
Cool.
But now everyone knows that this James guy has got a learning disability.
Well, I don't know.
Well, there's nothing to
There's
laugh
a lot
at.
of Jameses in there.
Anyway,
it's not a bad thing. Anyway.
but when I went to school, they never gave you blank diagnosis.
Cool.
Phrasing.
Diagnosis.
We can't make fun of him. No. I feel bad that we'll be making kind of.
We make fun of everyone. I'm schizophrenic. I get made fun of.
Anyway, he goes, they stuck you in a reading help and hoped for the best. I still have no idea what my issue is. Okay. Don't we all? I think we're all on that zone. I can process just fine, but when I have a hard time processing out. Is that like ADD? What's ADD? That's just attention deficit disorder.
It's a very hyperactive mind that can't
dyslexia? Is that
has been unable to read written text and such.
Okay. When I write and type things out, I forget to add words and forget to put in suffixes and similar.
That could be a form of dyslexia. I guess.
Yeah, it could be. Yeah. Punctuation, I can only dream of using them correctly or adding them when I should. Spell check is a godsend. I can't spell for shit. That's true for me. I can't spell. Even when I'm talking to you and I'm trying to sound smart, I have to use spell check.
I just use words that aren't real words so people can't spell check them. So I say, well, that was a bit of a rebellious carnivorous.
Whatever, yeah. I can sadly say I've never passed anything. I've never in my life passed a spelling test.
Can I say?
You put a sad face here.
Can I say? Because A learning disability is really difficult, especially in schools where you've got a teacher working with 30 kids at a time, because you need that kind of individual focus and stuff. But to be fair, here you go, rocking out and being like the star of our podcast at the end.
Right now, yeah. You've taken up 50 minutes of this time, and we're still going.
And to be fair, like I didn't have a good teacher that made a difference until high school. I know it's a bit of sad to the teachers, but I had this one teacher in high school that really got me going, and it was because sometimes you just meet a person and all that other like people saying you can't do this shit or whatever does not matter. Especially you can even do it on your own. Just be like, nah, fuck you. I'm gonna be awesome, and I'm gonna do what I was put on this earth to do, which is whatever I feel most passionate about, and everyone else can suck a leg.
Well, that's what we kind of do here. I mean, we don't get paid for this. We just do that. I mean, if we didn't have this, me and you would never see each other.
Well,
it's true.
I don't know.
I've literally only went to your house for the first time yesterday to set up the stream.
That is, to be fair, you are like super busy.
To be fair, you've never invited me around.
We are going to have a dinner party and you're on the list of people we're going to invite.
But no, it's too late. It's too late. You can't just say it's my fault. You kind of implied it was my fault, but you've never invited me around.
Have you ever invited me around?
Yeah, all the time to do filming.
Does not count.
How it does not count?
It doesn't count.
And you come to my house all the time. You come to my house every week, Ollie.
But have you ever done anything outside the channel, Dave?
Have you?
Yes. My birthday. Haha. Yes! Look at him! Yes! You can't see his face, but I did it.
You actually did get me there.
Amazing, even though I did.
It's because I never do social things.
Yeah.
I hate social
I know.
things. That's going to be the weirdest thing if we do keep doing this and then people want to meet in real life. I don't know how I'll be able to handle it.
I'm fine.
You'll be okay with it.
I'm fine with that happening as long as they don't come to my house. I feel like
I think you'll be okay with it because you want to be in that industry. I kind of do it because I want to try and get a laugh at someone and do something I want to do. I don't know how I feel meeting people in real life.
We actually at one point in Christchurch we did a Reddit meetup. So we posted on Reddit, hey, anyone in Christchurch want to come and hang out? And
when was this?
Like 7 years ago.
Well, you just posted on random thing. Okay.
So a whole bunch of Redditors came out. We had a coffee. It was really interesting.
Huh.
Yeah, I told them the story about how I ended up with 2,000 napkins. And their first response was like, how do you know it was 2,000? And I was like, it was about this big.
Oh, you've told me that.
And they pulled out pen and paper and were like, okay, so if the napkin is this size and the box is this size, that's how many napkins would be in it.
See our podcast on that story.
Yeah.
You have read it. But yeah, I think my biggest fear about meeting someone on our channel because of all the bullshit that I've said is people are just going to show up and throw bananas. That's honestly my worst fear in the fucking world, and I don't want bananas thrown at me. I really just don't. I will not be able to handle it very well. I'll freak the fuck out.
If you guys want to meet us, please don't bring bananas.
Please don't throw bananas. I'm okay if you having a banana and you're eating them away from me. I will probably never acknowledge your existence.
Am I ever going to know the story behind why the banana is a thing?
Yes.
I am, okay.
But not today.
Not on the podcast, it's fine.
Anyway, let's go back to the email.
No, finish the email.
Anyway, that's for another day.
I just want to say to you in all fucking honesty, and this does not happen very often, me being honest, you go out there and you show the world how fucking tough you are and just be like, nah, fuck you for saying that I couldn't do this, I'm going to do whatever the fuck I want.
Unless it was bananas, then fuck you. Anyways, he says not even close because he's saying he hasn't passed it. Passed the spelling test. Maybe we're back in the email.
Okay,
my best score was 4 out of 10 in grade school.
Grade school? That's like
he goes years 1 to 6.
I think that's like our version of intermediate.
Primary school?
Primary? Grade school. Oh yeah, grade school would be primary. And there's no such thing as intermediate. They go grade school and then...
middle school, isn't it?
I have no idea.
Someone email us, tell us how your schooling system works in America.
Yeah, we have no idea.
He goes, anyway, even when I proofread the stuff I write, I still miss my mistakes. Well, as I was reading this last paragraph, it sounds gloomy and sad. It's not my intent. So his intent wasn't, it was just trying to get across a message. And I understood that as we were going through.
Cool.
I'm super excited about hearing you use my email. I hope you're more excited about it now that we just spent a lot of time on your learning disability. Love you guys. Keep up your awesomeness. PSS. Another one.
Posts. But wouldn't it be...
This one's about you.
Hang on. But PSS, wouldn't it be postscript? So it would be PPS.
It should be PPS, not PSS.
Because PSS would be like postscript sentences.
Well, postscript script.
Yeah, postscript script. Yeah. I suppose that works as well.
Ollie,
hello.
I believe you have a girlfriend.
Oh my god.
With a space.
Okay.
A girl.
A girlfriend.
Not so sure you have a girlfriend. Lol, just teasing. And I'm waiting. Oh no, it doesn't say, but not really.
So this is amazing. Like, okay, so basically,
Ollie does. Like, I'll say it because when I say it, everyone believes it. Apparently, Ollie does not have a girlfriend.
No, okay. So basically, like, I was doing a stand-up comedy workshop. And she was running it.
We're going to go to the story. You can leave the story for another time because we're over that hour.
Okay, all right. Tune in to the next podcast for the story of how I met Julie.
So in 2 weeks' time, we will hear, because now we should actually plan content like we're saying. We're playing 2 stories. One, you'll hear the reason why I don't like bananas. Ooh. And it's not as exciting as you think it is. But I'll kill you if you throw a banana at me.
Sure.
And we'll find out how Ollie met Julia. And there's a surprise guest.
Ooh.
That's Julia.
I was going to say it was Laura Bailey.
That's probably going to be Julia.
Oh, okay.
Because it would make sense to have her here.
Can we at least tweet Laura Bailey?
Yeah.
Okay, let's do it.
She won't chill back.
I'm going to tweet Laura Bailey. I'm going to do it. I'm writing down my notes.
Yeah, write down on your notes. Tweet Laura Bailey. But thank you all for listening to us putting up with our randomness banter that we always go on.
How do we go from like what's up, Dave, to necrophilia? Like,
That's just the way it is. Just go with it, Ollie. It's what we do, alright? We talk about necrophilia and then we get the hell out. Anyway, thank you all for listening this far. If you have, I don't know why, but you have. Thank you, our Patreons, all 4 of you. You really push us and made this thing. I mean, you guys pay for this podcast to exist, and we freaking love you for it. If you do want to become a patron, even help even more towards this channel, feel free to join it, and you'll get little tidbits like artwork from the stream.
Yeah.
Where we post little previews there, and as we go forward, as we grow, you'll basically be the insider guys of everything. First one to hear anything.
And thank you guys, again, from myself, very much for.
And email us as well.
500,000 minutes.
Yeah, 500,000 minutes.
That's ridiculous.
If you want to send us an email that we read on the stream, email us at d20multiverse@gmail.com. And until next time, my name's Dave.
Molly.
Molly or Ollie?
I said Ollie.
It sounds
You're supposed to be like, I'm Dave, I'm Ollie, and then you go, tagline.
Necrophilia. Bye.
Perfect.